Well, we're back for what is the last episode of Te Akau TV for the season, Sam. What's been going on in your world, mate? Busy last couple of weeks leading into hopefully quietening down a bit in the coming weeks.
Yeah, for sure. I suppose the weather's turned now, and it's sort of winter's is fast approaching, which is a scary thought, I suppose. Obviously we were certainly in a dry spell, and the rain certainly hit. So plenty of heavy tracks arriving, but touch wood, actually, that the track up here at Terappa might be all right, and Wonganoi on Sunday as well. So look, a nice team racing this weekend. So still plenty to look forward to, and plenty of young horses coming through the stable as well, which, it's an exciting time of year. But certainly the racing is quietening down, which I think is good for the team as well. We're able to sort of get a bit of a break in and have a bit of a reset.
Recharge those batteries. We are on Anzac Day today. We've had one runner already at Flemington and a winner there in Easternay, which was a good result for the team. There is one later in the day which we might cover off there in West Indies and in race number 6. Can you give a comment on that horse, please?
Yeah, and I know the team are really happy with him. Obviously, Blake would have had the pick of most of the runners and chose him, which is normally a positive sign. Confident he'll stay the trip. He's in good form. He's run 2 really good races this time around. He's an out and out stayer, we think. So hopefully this, gives John a good start to his trip. He's obviously excited for Warrnambool next week with leaderboard and things like that, and to Tahi Bay in a week's time as well. So fingers crossed he can get off on the right note.
Excellent. Let's go over to Terappa there on Saturday. We kick off on race number 2 with Wish Come True on debut. Draws barrier 10, Matt Cartwright on board.
Yeah, been a little bit disappointing in her trials. Obviously, we're kicking her off on over the mile. We haven't seen a lot of sort of sharpness to her at this stage at home, but we think the mile suits. She's fit and well. She's had plenty of trials now and been fully educated. So it'll be interesting to see her step out. Obviously, she's a 3/4 sister to What You Wish For, who's been a very good galloper for us. So fingers crossed she's got a bit of his talent.
And race number 3 there, Altari, third up for the prep.
Yeah, very stiff. Last time, his first up run was very good after sort of taking a while to organise himself, and he rattled home and then 3 wide with no cover there last time, and then copped quite a bit of interference up the straight. So I think back to Terappa, left-handed, which we think suits. He's run well at Terappa as well. Meets a similar field to last time, so he's a really nice each-way chance.
Race number 4 in the 2-year-old race, we've got Durjaden drawn out wide.
Yeah, potentially she could run. Just depends what the weather does. She's entered in that Wonganoi on Sunday as well, which looks a little bit softer. But if the rain was to come, we think that suits her, and the wide draw could potentially be the place to be. So we'll just sort of wait and see. But she's trained on well since her Wellington effort. If she's to run there, we think she'll run well.
Race number 5, there we've got Stony Break, draws barrier 4, Craig Grills.
Yeah, very stiff first up. Sort of Grillsy thought if he had got the run at the right time, he would have been right in it. He wasn't beaten far, and even after sort of being blocked, he sort of picked himself up. So I thought it was a really good first up effort. And another one that probably meets a similar field. So confident he can run sort of better than his odds.
And a competitive field in race number 6, the Group 3 Windsor Park Stud Cambridge Breeders' Stakes for the 3-year-old, set weights 1200. Celestial Wonder, nothing wrong with her form line. She draws barrier 6 with Craig Grills on board.
Yeah, really, really like her. I thought her effort first up was really good. Like you say, it's come up a very, very hot race. Look at some of the horses that haven't, that are on the ballot that haven't even made the field are very good horses. So I'm pleased we've got a soft gate. We can be positive with her. There looks a bit of speed. I'd say it'll be pretty high pressure, but she should map to get a good run in behind it. We've got the visor blinkers on just to sharpen her up a little bit as well. She tends to have a good look around. So she's put up a good record so far. She's never finished back in second. So hopefully that can continue, and I'm confident, she can run well. She always tries very hard.
Race number 7, we've got Bella Voce, draws barrier 14 with Craig Grills on board.
Yeah, we were sort of tentative on whether we would run her, but with the rain now forecast, it could be the place to be. And I think, she'd appreciate some easing in the ground. So she just found the track a little bit too fast there last time. So with a bit of rain abound, we're confident she can improve off the last start effort.
Race number 8 there, the Group 2 Travis Stakes, Weight for Age Fillies and Mares, 2,000 metres. Mares have been last start winner of the Hawke's Bay Cup there at Wellington. How has she trained on?
Yeah, come to the run really well. Obviously, we've kept her nice and fresh to go back to the 2,000. She probably gets in, one of the best, along with Dad's Horse Town Cry, under the conditions, the Weight for Age Fillies and Mares. Barrier 1 really suits. We can be nice and positive with her. She'll be in the first sort of 3 or 4, and confident she can give it another really great sight. She seems to have bounced through that Hawke's Bay Cup run and maps to get a lovely run in transit. So happy to have George Rook aboard as well, who's riding plenty of winners here in New Zealand. So really like her as a really strong each way chance.
And 6 runners take their place down at Ricketin. Race number 3, Kabuji, draws barrier 1 with Courtney Barnes on board.
Yeah, just obviously the track down there is still a heavy 10, which makes it very interesting. It could be a testing mile. Obviously, he's sort of been running at over 14 and he's been very good. He was very stiff last time, so he rattled home late. So keen to see him step up to the mile, just whether he cops to that really heavy 10. It could be quite a testing mile, but he's in good form. He's got barrier 1. He'll be positive with him, so he should give a good sight.
Race number 4 there, Can't Catch Me.
Yeah, actually really like her. I think she's a really good each-way chance at really good odds. Back to 65 grade, up to 1,800. If you watch her start when she won on a heavy track, she was electric. Actually, she skipped through it. So she gets conditions to suit there, and she handles the track like she did when she won on the heavy going. I think she will run a lot better than her odds suggest.
Race number 7, the listed New Zealand Bloodstock War Step Stakes, 3-year-old filly, set weights 2,000 metres. Both of these runners come out of the New Zealand Bloodstock Air Freight Stakes. They're the listed race there a couple of weeks ago, which Dream of the Moon won and Donna Chiara placed in.
Yeah, just the track with Dream of the Moon, she was so electric there last time. She was very, very impressive, which suggested she would, get the 2,000 metres. But now with the heavy track, I suppose that's the real concern. Whereas I think Hunter's a lot more confident that Donna Chiara will get through the track. And her run was super there for third. She, drew the awful gate, had to go all the way back and up the fence. Joe rode a fantastic race. So like both of them, it has really strong each way chances. Just, who gets through the ground the best, I suppose, and gets the right run in transit. But 2 really nice fillies who have a really good chance at some more black type.
And 2 runners there wrapping up the team's chances there in race number 9, Knowledge's Power and Bellameo.
Yeah, Knowledge's Power was really good first up. Back to 1,000 metres. We've kept him nice and fresh. He trialled quite well on testing ground. It probably won't be as testing as it was, is going to be tomorrow, I should say. But he's in really, really good form. Hunter and the team have done a fantastic job with him. He's not easy. He's got a few tricks up his sleeve, but he seems, to taken some really good confidence from that first up one. So confident he'll run well again. And Bellameo just sort of hasn't had the rub of the green this time around. And he's just rated 66. So it's a little bit niggly. Might find the 1,000 metres too sharp, but should be a nice run to tick him over and then probably look for him next time.
A couple of runners over there in Australia, one at Morphettville in the John Hawke Stakes. That Sands Duke draws barrier 8 there with Blake Shin on board.
Yeah, it gets into this race really well. We think, obviously, a very talented galloper on her day who probably hasn't had the rub of the green in the spring and so far now in the autumn. But, if you go back to her wins there last spring, she was just absolutely electric. So she rediscovered that form. I know the team are really happy with her. She's travelled down well. So looks a nice each way chance, just needs a little bit of luck.
And Stage and Screen runs there at Moonee Valley in race number 7, draws barrier 4 with Luke Cartwright on board.
Yeah, another one that's a very talented galloper on her day. She's another one that's sort of had a few tricks and been a little bit of a work in progress, but the team are working her out, and she's a very talented galloper. So with the right run, we're confident, she'll run really well.
And over to Wonganoi there on Sunday there, we'll kick off with the 2-year-old race. We mentioned Desjardins, but also Presence of Mind, draws barrier 6 with Joe Doyle on board.
Yeah, really like this filly. I thought she trialled really well at Ellerslie. We probably would have loved to have had one more trial over a bit further, but just with the grass trial schedule being so up in the air and obviously with the weather as well, we think she's forward enough to go a really good race. Whether that lack of race day experience, I suppose, plays against her. We're not really sure, but she's talented and we're confident, she should run well. Good, strong rider. We should be positive. She's been good out of the barriers and had plenty of practice at home. So really looking forward to seeing her step out on which hopefully should be a good surface. So looks a nice race for her to kick off in.
Excellent. Race number 2 there, Bella Voce.
Yeah, probably will scratch. She just doesn't get in well with Bilardo Boy up the top there, and we'll probably look to run at Terappa.
And race number 3 there, Queen of Naples on debut, unfortunately drawn very wide there in barrier number 17.
Yeah, unfortunately she's rated 45, and with the sort of backlog of maiden runners, it's sort of, you got to pick, and it's hard to get in somewhere, so you got to really take your chance when you do get in. She's on route to our South Island base, which we think will really suit her. So we'll probably look to go back from the draw and expect her to rattle home.
And race number 4 there, we've spoken about Altari as well.
Yeah, probably more likely to run up north, and saying that it's probably a little bit weaker down there at Wonganoi, but we'd probably like to keep him closer to home and not go through all the travel.
Race number 6, we've got War of Succession.
Yeah, he's had obviously coming back from a really long layoff. He's had a couple of trials. Work's been really good. Unfortunately, we've had him entered before, and he's just, we didn't really want to kick him off on really heavy tracks first up. So we'll head down to Wonganoi, but he should benefit from the run and probably look for him next time.
Race number 7, 2 runners entered, Charm Rose and Inkabel.
Yeah, really, really like Charm Rose. I think she's freshened up really nicely from her last campaign where she was very good. Another one with the, you'd probably love to have a trial into her, but just with the trial schedule being backlogged and sort of ever changing, we think she's forward enough to go a really good race. She's won at Wonganoi. It's got that good positive racing style. In Inkabel, we may wait a week, just see what the weather does. She probably wants a little bit more easing in the ground. We think it'll be a good track there on Sunday. Could play a little bit on pace like it can at Wonganoi. So potentially she may wait till Saturday, but if she is to take part, her work's been really good and she just needs a little bit of luck.
And race number 9, that's been added there, the listed Manawatu ITM Anzac Mile Stakes Open Handicap, 1,600 metres, of course, moves across from the abandoned Awapuni meeting on Friday. Francie lines up there for Hanui Stud, Jaws, Barra 6 there.
Yeah, obviously it hasn't gone to plan. She was meant to sort of be running now, so but look, we're fortunate that we've got Dad down there in Palmy and Mikey stayed on down there, so she'll just have a quiet day on the training tracks tomorrow and then look forward to Sunday with her. But she's in really good form. She's been racing really consistently this time around, I should say. Been really getting home well late, and a fantastic opportunity at black type for her, which is obviously the goal for the Hanui team. So sneaks in with a nice lightweight. Happy to have Joe Doyle aboard, who's riding plenty of winners. So hopefully we can sneak some black type there and what looks an even enough race.
Deserves a chance. And Sam, that wraps up the season and the runners for the weekend. Are we going to give the viewers one to go away with before next season?
Yeah, that's a good question. I had a fantastic year last year, Tiff, and I haven't been that flash this year. So hoping we can sign off on a good one. I'll go two. So I've got I think Can't Catch Me will run a lot better than her odds. I think she's $12 or $15 or something like that. So she's a really good each way bet, I think, for the punters. And if I have to go a best bet, I think I'll go to Wonganoi Charm Rose. I reckon she's really forward to go a very good race if the footing suits, and I think she'll jump rail and give her a really good sight. So I think she's a really strong winning chance.
Excellent. Well, thanks once again for your time this year, Sam, and all the best for the runners this weekend. We'll catch up again next season.
For sure. Looking forward to it. Cheers, Hazy.